Hey.
Wanted to trade a few things with you.
Knock yourself out.
Hey, got a second?
Never hurts to ask.
I want to ask you something else.
Ain't looking for trouble, I hope.
Tell me what's on your mind.
You hear what happened to that Abernathy girl? Shut down by raiders.
That's all for now.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's close enough. Who the hell are you? What are you doing here?
I'm just exploring, looking for salvage.
I know it might look like it, but this isn't some junk town you can strip for parts. We got rules around here. There are places where you can do some trading. We don't tolerate any trouble.
But I'm a fellow vault dweller. Can't you just let me in?
I think you got the wrong idea about this place, bub. We're not vault dwellers. Vault 4 has never opened. Anyway, I'm not really supposed to turn people away unless it's obvious they're trouble. Man, you seem alright to me. So, welcome to Fourville. And before you say anything about the name, don't bother. I didn't come up with it. The mayor likes to meet all new visitors, so the town hall should be your first stop. If you have a crime to report, come find me. If you commit a crime, next person you'll be talking to is my rifle. I hope we're clear.
You're new here, aren't you? The name's Big Ears. I saw you come in. I always like to speak to the new people in town. I can help you get the lay of the land better than anyone else here.
So, how are you gonna do that?
Great! So, here's the deal. I know loads of useful information that you might need if you're going to make your way in Fourville. There are all kinds of people here. Some of them you'll want to mix with, some of them you won't. You pay me a cap, and I'll give you a little piece of useful info. How does that sound?
How'd you get that name?
On account of these big ol' things on the side of my head, and how I always keep them to the ground. So, are you interested in my help?
Let's see what you've got.
Fantastic. Here's one to get you started. If you're new in town, the first person you're going to want to see is the mayor. The second thing you need to know is that we're in the middle of an election. Mayor Sanders is up for re-election. But I hear Miss Mackenzie is going to run him close. So, what did you think? Want any more? I've got plenty where they came from.
Tell me more about this town of yours.
Are you trying to get free information out of me? If you want to know what's going on in the town, you'll need to stump up some cash.
Well, why are you telling me all of this?
Haven't you figured it out yet? There's something sinister going on in this town, and you're the only one who can help. I'm sorry, I'm just shitting you. You should have seen the look on your face. I really need the money, and gossip and information are the only commodities I have. So help a poor guy out and buy a tip.
Let's hear it.
Only the best tips for you. Deputy Security Officer Sanders is probably the most useless member of Fourville Security. She only got her job because her father is the mayor. Admit it, you'd be lost without me.
Not today.
Yeah, you're a loss.
Welcome to Fourville. I've not seen you around town before. Are you interested in seeing the Fourville tents? Or perhaps purchasing a souvenir?
What do you sell here?
We sell samples of dirt from the earth around the tents, certificates of authentication to say you've seen the tents, as well as some pre-war knickknacks.
Tell me more about this vault.
Do you want the talk? Alright, here goes. More than 200 years ago, the Great War broke out across the world. Thousands of people took shelters in things called vaults, like the one behind me. When the vaults sealed, they were expected to open up after 20 years. There were some who decided that if they could wait that long, they could find shelter when it opened. George Willis was one such man. Together with his family, he arrived in the entrance cave to Vault 4 on the day of the Great War. Behind me, you can see the very tent he pitched for shelter, made from a recovered log and a sheet of plastic. It was a far cry from the shelters which would come later.
Could he really have survived out here all alone?
Well, that's where the story goes next. He wasn't alone. Over time, more refugees began showing up at the vault seeking shelter. As more people came, they needed more living space. The early residents of Fourville began to dig out the walls of the cave and used reclaimed wood and dismantled vault-tech equipment to build houses. This process is still ongoing as workers tirelessly dig to create new spaces for houses and maybe find a way inside the vault. Many of us in Fourville still dream that the vault may one day open, including members of the Church of the Four, who you can see often worship in this site. And that's the story of the Fourville tents. If you want to learn more, you can visit the Fourville Museum or the Church of the Four.
I'm interested in the history of this place.
So, you want the talk? Alright. Here goes. More than 200 years ago, the Great War broke out across the world. Thousands of people took shelters in things called vaults, like the one behind me. When the vaults sealed, they were expected to open up after 20 years. George Willis, behind me.
That's incredible.
If you think that's incredible, wait until you hear what happened next. Over time, more refugees began showing up at the vault seeking shelter. The early residents of Fourville, this process is still ongoing. Many of us in and that's the story.
Not right now.
We're open 24 hours a day if you change your mind.
Deacon.
What you need?
Can I ask you something?
What you thinking?
I wanted to ask you about something else.
Okay,
I'm interested in running a job.
I'll let you know when something comes up.
What are you thinking about?
Between you and me, I find persistence extremely sexy.
That's all for now.
You got it. Hey boss, something I can help you with? Hey boss, something I can help you with? Hey boss, something I can help you with?
something I can help you with? Hey boss, something I can help you with? Hey boss, something I can help you with? Hey boss, something I can help you with?